TechTales94. It's August 4th on a Wednesday. It is 6:21 a.m. Nice cool morning. Got the window open and no live streams today. Let's get right into some time slips. So for the law office Papa, did I say this is TechTales94? I think I did. Law office Papa on Tuesday, July 20th, 25 minutes. From 3:25 to 3:50 p.m. Servers. Examined backups since prior changes and made additional adjustments to both servers. So I recently reported to you, upgraded the backup software, made configuration changes. This was checking the status of those. Then also Tuesday, July 20th, 28 minutes, also for the law office Papa, 7 p.m. to 7:28 p.m. This is labeled for Mike in the office, one of the mics. Connected remote to mic and server, installed update for essential forms from DVD in Mike's computer. This is an interesting coincidence. Kerry Holzman did live streams the last couple days, and one of those, there was the subject of a DVD came up, DVD player. And somebody in the chat made a comment that triggered Kerry's lecture number 83, and he laid into him with it, where the person said, DVD, I'm rolling on the floor laughing. ROF, whatever that acronym is. And Kerry got on him because just because you don't use a DVD drive and it's older technology doesn't mean that it's laughable. Some people need it. This office, they get updates for the software that they need on DVD. It's not their responsibility that that happens. I also have clients who get medical records from other offices on DVD. I have clients who get, back recently I reported installing the court recordings. Well, that came to them on DVD. DVDs are still used, people, even if it's seems like old news to you. So I support Kerry's lecture number 83 that says just because you don't use it anymore doesn't mean there's no place for it. Same thing with SSD drives. There's some places where hard disk drives are just fine, and actually where they are better than SSD. So what I did here, now this person's computer does not have a DVD drive. Now, normally when I sell a new computer to a client, I do not include a DVD drive because there's enough of them around the office. So what I did here is I put the DVD, this person's computer does have a DVD drive. The server does not. Okay, so here's another thing. Some of my clients have staff members who think they know more about computers than they do. And sometimes they can get away with doing things themselves. So she was trying to install an update. She thought, here's an update disk, I should be able to put it in and run it. Reasonable thought. Not true in this case. It's a multi-user program. The update has to be done on the server. She doesn't have access to the server. She doesn't know anything about servers. Even though servers often, in many ways, have the same operating controls as workstations, unless you've implemented extra securities. Like when I tell them to restart the server, they say, how do you do that? Click the Windows button in the bottom left corner, then click power, then click restart. It's the same as your own computer. But next time I have to talk them through that, they don't. How do I restart the server? I don't know. I tell myself not to laugh, right? And here I sound like I'm laughing. No, it's okay. So what I did on this one is I told her, leave the DVD in your computer at the end of your day. This is 7 p.m., right? So she left it in. So I connected remotely to her computer and shared her DVD drive. And I connected to the server, and I mapped a drive letter to Mike's DVD drive through the network. And then from the server, I initiated the update program, I think it was called, on that disk, which installed the updated forms to the server, I sent her an email telling her that the update is done, and later, I don't know if I have a time slip for it, probably not. She asked, do I have to install it on the other computers? The answer is no. When you launch the program on the other computers, it reaches to the server and launches the program from there. So that was that time slip. Then moving on to Wednesday, July 21st for 22 minutes. This is for the apartment building Golf Alpha. 10:29 to 10:51 a.m. for Sierra. Phone and remote support to troubleshoot failures when printing from Microsoft Word to Toshiba. Removed obsolete Now, let's see. Before I say... Well, no, let's go ahead and do it. Removed obsolete Microsoft 365 accounts for prior users of this computer. When this person got moved to this desk, there were prior users of Microsoft 365 on this computer. And because during their transition period, they were doing a little back and forth, the old users were still on there. So here I noticed that. This was not the reason he called. I noticed that was still present, so I just went ahead and removed those prior users. Symptom appears to be connected to legacy template documents that get modified and reused as needed. I haven't finished reading the time slip yet. I'm going to kind of explain this along the way. So he calls and says he sometimes can't print to the Toshiba copy machine. Other times he can. So I do a test print from the printer driver and it works just fine. So I said, well, pull up one of the documents you're having trouble with. He does that and tries to print it and it won't print. I think it just, it goes into the print queue, shows up in the print queue, and then right away says deleted, and nothing comes out or it says deleting, and then it disappears, goes away, and nothing comes out at the Toshiba copier. So it turns out that it's multiple documents he's having this trouble with, but they're all based on the same starter document. So he would open a document, save it under a different name, make adjustments, and then print it. So my theory is there's something wrong in that document. So I do a Control A to copy everything on that page. Control A to select it all. Control C to copy it. And then open a new document and go to that new document and Control V for paste, or right click and paste, whatever your preference is. And then print it from there, and it worked fine. So there was something about that original document that was unable to print. So he can just save this new document and make that the template. The future documents that he creates, he can create them off of that document so that he doesn't have to keep doing that. Now, any prior documents that he's already created from that bad one and modified, he's going to have to select all, Control C copy, go to new document, Control V paste. He was fine with all that. He said, oh yeah, I get it. Oh yeah, okay. He was fine with doing that. And he said that makes sense. So as you hear me talking about these time slips, you're sensing, understanding that some clients aren't going to retain how to do that. Most of you, if you're attracted to the documents on the videos on my channel, that's probably a no-brainer for you, and you're scratching your head. How could somebody not remember things like restart the computer if something's not working before you call the technician, and various other simple fixes, or in task? And some people I can't teach them that. They don't retain that. Now, that's not quite true. I could teach them that if I forced them to spend enough time with me doing that. That's not part of their day's tasks. They don't want me to force them to spend time with me because I need for them to remember how to do this themselves. No, they focus on their job. They do their work. If they want to pick up the phone and call me to help them through something, I'll help them through that. I want to give them a good, easy, pleasant experience. I don't want them to feel pushback from me. Now, that's not the way all technicians operate. That's how I operate. And it's not negotiable. I don't care how somebody else does it. You do it your way, that's fine with me. and respect for that. You choose your way, it works for you, I'm happy for you. Then moving on with that time slip, copying the entire document to a new document seems to solve the issue. Sierra will apply this fix on any documents exhibiting the same symptom and call back if the symptom persists even with the new document strategy. So potential exists that he could copy and paste and still has the problem. Now what I've done in those cases, I have had those. Select all, copy all to new documents, still have the problem. Then there's some component inside that document. What I do then is I copy the whole thing over and then delete half of the document. Just from the beginning, halfway through, random point, delete that and try printing that. Does it print, yes or no? Depending upon regardless of whether it prints or not, then I try it with the other half. If one half prints and the other half doesn't print, that means the problem is in the half that doesn't print. So then I divide that in half and narrow it down to where I find the problem is. For one of my clients that I have reported to you on before, but not for this symptom, I found there was a photo, there was a picture on his document. He had a bunch of pictures in his document, but one picture was causing the problem. Deleted that and it was fine. So he wasn't interested in trying to re-import that picture, so he didn't. There could have been some kind of formatting issue with it. It's not necessarily the actual original photo itself. Well, I think that'll make it for this edition of Tech Tales. No live streams today. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.